Sharon, gorgeous, wasn't too hot, wasn't too cool, but maybe a little too cloudy for you at the coast as we take you to the coast tonight. Well, a little gloomier. It was a little gloomy yesterday as well. Saturday we did get more sunshine, but you'll see right here, again, the fog already, well, not even pushing its way back into the forecast because it never really left the forecast at the coast. We just saw a little bit of patchy blue sky, but other than that, mostly cloudy. And, well, inland spots, we saw much more sunshine and a warmer forecast. So that pattern is going to persist over the next few days where we're looking at more cloud cover at the coast, more sunshine inland, of course, much warmer inland, but still a little below average pretty much across the board. You'll see 64 right now in downtown, a little warmer for the high desert where we did see nothing but sunshine today. 82, 65 in San Pedro and Laguna Beach. You're at 71 degrees this evening. Earlier today, we made it to 77 in downtown, so we were considerably below average for this time of year. Average is 84, so didn't get too close to that. Certainly didn't get close to record numbers, and we're keeping things much the same tomorrow. If you like today, you're probably going to like tomorrow. We're not going to see a lot of change. Maybe some slight cooling ahead over the next few days, but you will see over the next 24 hours clouds and fog into the overnight hours at the coast, spanning into the basin in the morning, some low cloud cover, and by the afternoon calling it partly to mostly sunny in the basin with upper 70s. So again, temperatures looking much the same. We're going to show you what to expect later on in the week, and of course, we're talking about the weekend. It is Monday, but we do have that weekend forecast, of course, coming up for you in a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right. Well, and they have those. We've seen those competitions. We've showed them where they have to run in heels. Those,
yeah, well, those shoes were great. You know, for all you brides to be, you should just wear shoes like that to your wedding.
I've known a couple of brides to wear flip-flops.
Yeah, because, you know, you're on your feet all day.
Broken a toe or something. An ankle or something.
I went barefoot for half of my wedding.
Yeah.
Because the shoes just hurt after a while.
Right.
They have to
the
come
dogs
off.
start to bark.
Yeah, there we
as
go.
We say.
Look, if you left it up to the grooms, they'd be in shorts and flip-flops for everyone.
Yes, that's
true, right?
Very true, very true. I had to fight mine on that one. All right, well, we're going to take you outside right now. And as we do, well, we've got a pretty interesting forecast to talk about because the clouds are back. It's something we weren't too used to along the coast. We got pretty used to that sunshine. I know, at least I did. But now we're not expecting too much tomorrow. We are expecting that same pattern, maybe a little more by the afternoon hours. Right now, though, the fog rolling back and affecting us along the coast, eventually in the basin as well. 60s, 70s, and 80s out there. 78 in Riverside, Palmdale 81, 64 in downtown, and 65 in San Pedro. So high pressure is building into Southern California. We do have a clear forecast into our inland spots, but we are expecting coastal clouds and fog, just like we saw today. Slight cooling on the way as well. So we're below average already, but we are expecting to see a little more of it. So even though high pressure is intact, eventually it's going to break down. We will see a little more cooling. We do have a little bit of that onshore flow at the coast, so as a result, again, we are seeing a little bit of a cooler forecast there. Do want to mention that high pressure has stopped that monsoonal moisture from coming in. Originally, we thought we could see a few showers. That monsoonal moisture lingered to our east, but that high is just stopping it right now. So as a result, it's dry, but it's a little below average. You'll see 77 in downtown. Average is 84, so we were a few degrees below that. And over the next 24 hours, you're going to see 60s, more 60s, and by the afternoon, we are up to the 70s. Again, a very similar looking forecast tomorrow. Santa Monica, you're getting up to 70, Anaheim 83, Palmdale 99. So the high desert expecting plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures there. Riverside 93, and Woodland Hills still making it to the 90s as we head to tomorrow afternoon. So as we get a look at Futurecast right here, except for first thing tomorrow morning, you will see that fog at the coast penetrating to the basin right there, but eventually it's going to start to mix out of the forecast, and we're left with partly sunny to mostly sunny skies in the basin and at the coast, calling it partly cloudy for the most part. 6:30 in the morning, still foggy. Things are starting to clear out a little more so by the 11 o'clock hour. By 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, it does look a little clearer, but you will see the fog trying to reapproach the coast around the 10 o'clock hour, so possibly squeezing out a little more sunshine, still keeping temperatures on the warmer side inland, on the cooler side at the coast. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, mid-90s turning to low 90s, flirting with the 90s by Thursday, and then picking up the pace temperature-wise as we head toward the weekend. We're going to show you what it looks like in the basin and at the coast for the next few days, coming up in just a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you. And we're expecting maybe a few changes in the forecast. We'll have the details coming up. Mayor should have jumped in.
He should have.
I think he should have, just to, you know, even playing field there.
Exactly.
But that was cute. It was pretty warm, especially in Reseda earlier today. Inland spots still toasty, coastal spots not the case. Pretty cool there. As we take you outside right now from our Mount Wilson camera, we're looking out, well, toward the coast right there, and we are looking at a little bit of cloud cover starting to move in, moving into the basin, and we are looking at, well, a little more sunshine eventually into our inland spots. Not tonight, of course, but eventually as we head into tomorrow. Take a look right here. Temperatures into the 60s, the 70s, couple 80s out there. Still 81 in Palmdale, 64 in downtown, and 65 in San Pedro. So high pressure is building, and with that, we are looking at warm temperatures into our inland spots, clear conditions inland as well, but we're still looking at that coastal cloud cover along the coast, of course, into the morning and overnight hours. Not a lot of clearing today. We might see a little more as we head to tomorrow afternoon, and I will tell you a little bit of cooling on the way as well. So that high pressure is holding strong, and with that, it's not letting that monsoonal moisture come in. So that chance of showers we were talking about last week, no longer the case, but it is warm again as we head into our inland spots, as we head to the basin and the coast. A little cooler, in fact, a little below average. For downtown earlier today, you made it to 77. Average is 84, so we were well below average, and we're keeping things that way tomorrow as well. Things looking much the same. 60s under partly cloudy skies by the afternoon. Downtown up to 77. Santa Monica 70. Starting off cloudy with a little more sunshine tomorrow. Anaheim 83. Riverside 93. And Woodland Hills, you're getting up to a toasty 94 degrees, so still quite warm for your inland spots. As we get a look at Futurecast, that fog moving into the overnight hours, a little more clearing by tomorrow afternoon into the evening, and then by tomorrow night, looks like the cloud cover is going to try to make another push into, well, our coastal spots. As we get a look at that forecast, you're going to see all of that monsoonal moisture sitting to our east. That's what originally was going to come our way and prompt some showers. But at this point, though, we are looking at dry conditions as high pressure builds over Southern California. It's keeping, well, that moisture out of here. So as a result, it's dry, it's warm, especially inland, but we're still seeing that onshore flow along the coast. And with that, we're dealing with fog, and we are dealing with cooler temperatures there as well. So let's get a look at your extended forecast. We're going to start off with the basin in Orange County, where we're talking 70s pretty much all week, but we are gradually getting a little cooler through your Thursday. Then we're warming it up a little bit as we head into your Friday, as we head into your Saturday. As we take you to the coast, 70 tomorrow, then a little cooler, flirting with the 70s, and getting right back up there as we head into Friday and Saturday. So the main story, really, we're cooling down a little bit through Thursday, much cooler at the coast, warmer inland, and as we head toward your weekend, warming it right back up again. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
Sounds good. Just Evelyn Taft here with a first look at our forecast. Ev.
A bit of a breeze. No haboobs here. Generally doesn't happen here in Southern California. Again, usually happens in the desert. Of course, there's a desert, but out in Arizona, we have a little more desert. It's a little more arid. We have all that sand and dust picking up. But here, it's just the cloud cover that's picking up. It's cloudy at the coast, but now some of that cloud cover is starting to span into the basin. Almost a pretty ominous looking shot there. As you can see, the lights lighting up the clouds just over downtown currently. Also pretty mild out there as well this evening. The clouds trapping in the heat. We're currently in the 60s, and that's right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. You'll see along the coast we are dealing with the cloud cover, and it is starting to push into the basin, into the overnight hours here. 64 in downtown, 79 in Palmdale, 76 in Riverside, and 65 in Laguna Beach. So high pressure is building into Southern California, and well, as it does, we are looking at a clear forecast into our inland spots, but the coast and the basin dealing with the clouds, dealing with the fog, even as we speak, and we are actually expecting a slight cooling trend on the way. A little cooler today, in fact, below average. 77 for downtown, average is 84, record number is 97, so we didn't get anywhere close to that. Over the next 24 hours, 60s, more 60s, and by the afternoon, 70s, and again, very similar to what we saw today. Waking up to some fog, a little more sunshine in the basin, and just some patchy sunshine into our coastal spots. Santa Monica 70 degrees tomorrow, Palmdale 99, Woodland Hills 94, and Riverside getting up to 93. So still quite toasty inland, much cooler at the coast. Of course, we're looking at that temperature spread as the microclimates kick in this time of year. And again, we are dealing with that fog as well. So we're going to have more on Futurecast coming up for you. We're going to time out when we're going to see that clearing tomorrow, and we've got that extended forecast that's all coming up in just a little bit. Sylvia and Sharon, back to you. And nothing of the sort here. We're looking at very calm conditions and a bit of a cool down on the way. We'll have all the numbers coming up for you in just a few minutes.
China. Okay, back here at home, things are pretty normal for us. We're getting a little bit of a more comfortable situation for the folks in the inland areas, at least,
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a cool down, slightly cooler over the next few days. And we were expecting rain, but that didn't transpire.
Right.
I'll tell you why. Coming up in a second. I'll explain it to you, because for a while we were talking about that monsoonal moisture, and we thought that, we would get a little bit of it, but didn't actually materialize. So we'll have more on that in just a minute. First, So as we carry on through your forecast, we want to recap on your weather headline showing you that high pressure is holding strong, and it's actually that high that's keeping the monsoonal moisture out of here. Originally, we thought it could enter the picture and maybe prompt a chance for a shower or two. Not the case. We did see a chance for a few thunderstorms earlier today in the IE up in the mountains. But other than that, really not looking at anything, just very calm conditions, clear conditions inland, and, well, cloudy conditions at the coast. Still the case right now. And waking up to foggy conditions, and possibly a little more sunshine by the afternoon. We're also expecting a little bit of a cool down as we head into the next few days. So earlier today, we made it to 77. Average is 84. That's for downtown. So we were below average, and we're keeping things below average as we head to the next few days. And tomorrow, things are looking quite the same. 60s, upper 60s, and by the afternoon, a little more sunshine for the basin with upper 70s and a little more cloud cover at the coast, even though we are expecting maybe a little more clearing by tomorrow. Anaheim 83, Palmdale 99. So it's still pretty hot for the high desert. Riverside 93, and Woodland Hills, you're getting up to 90. 4 degrees. So still a pretty toasty day into your inland spots with plenty of sunshine. So as we take you through Futurecast right here, it's set for 4 a.m. We're expecting cloudy conditions along the coast, in the basin as well. By 6:30 a.m., starting to span to the basin, and then it starts to mix out a bit by 11:30 or so. And by about lunchtime and even by the late afternoon and early evening hours, we're expecting clearer conditions, maybe even a little more sunshine at the coast compared to where we were today. Didn't see much of it today. By 10 o'clock, well, still cloudy offshore, but eventually the clouds will push back into the forecast, and we are expecting to see overnight morning low cloud cover, mainly by the coast and in the basin, with more sunshine by the afternoon. Speaking of the basin, let's take you there and to Orange County, and you're going to see over the next few days 70s. So we're remaining below average, but we're also getting slightly cooler as we head into the next few days through your Thursday. Then as we head into Friday and Saturday, and we're expecting a little bit of a cool down in the forecast. We'll have all the numbers coming right up.
A bit cooler.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. It was a little cooler. It's below average, but of course it's still warm. So by below average, we're talking still 90s inland, still 80s and 70s in the basin, and 60s at the coast. So we're going to break down all the numbers for you coming up in just a minute. But first, we're taking you outside to our Mount Wilson camera, where we are eyeing some cloud cover out there. Low cloud cover moving to the coast and the basin tonight, lasting through the overnight morning hours with a little more sunshine by the afternoon, especially in the basin, with maybe a little more clearing at the coast tomorrow. 60s along the coast right now, 63 in downtown, 78 Palmdale, 65 Valencia, and 73 in Riverside. So high pressure is building in. It's keeping us warm inland, still clear inland, but overall it is a little below average for this time of year, and we are eyeing the coastal clouds and fog. We saw plenty of it today, not a lot of clearing today at the coast, and maybe looking at a little more tomorrow. We do have a slight cool down on the way as well, every day losing a couple of degrees. Today we got up to 77 in downtown, average is 84. So we were well below average for this time of year, and you're going to see over the next 24 hours, 60s eventually turning to 70s, 77. So it's not cool, still warm, but it is below average. Santa Monica 70, Palmdale 99, Riverside 93, and Woodland Hills 94. So yes, it will feel warm inland. It will feel warm in the high desert. It will feel a little cooler than it's supposed to be at the coast and, of course, in the basin, as we already mentioned. So you'll see right here, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're all over the board. You're going to see Futurecast set for 4 a.m. We are dealing with cloud cover along the coast, spanning into the basin, and that's going to continue through the morning hours with a little more sunshine already starting to peek through. By the early afternoon hours, you're going to see right here much more sunshine, and looks like we could even see some clearing, according to the models, along the coast. It doesn't look like the fog is going to push back in until later tomorrow, and once it does, same pattern. Overnight, morning, low clouds and fog, with more sunshine by the afternoon, with the exception of our inland spots where we're already looking at clear conditions. And yes, we are expecting sunny conditions tomorrow as well. Sunny and warm as high pressure continues to set up over Southern California. In fact, it's that high that's keeping all of that monsoonal moisture you're seeing right here out of the picture. Initially, we thought that it would maybe enter the picture. Last week, we thought maybe we could get some showers this week. Not the case at this point. We also have a little bit of fog again along the coast. So we're seeing the high really taking effect into our inland spots with a little bit of that onshore flow still affecting the coast. So with that little cooler there. For the valleys in the Inland Empire, nothing but sunshine, though. 90s, but eventually getting cooler. We're getting down to the 80s by Thursday, and then pumping temperatures back up again as we head toward the weekend. For the Basin in Orange County, 70s across the board, flirting with the 80s by the weekend, but we are technically below average all week long, and we are eyeing a little more cloud cover for you. And finally, getting a look at one more 5-day forecast to top off the evening here. You're going to see 70s, eventually turning to 60s, but getting warmer by the weekend. Rick and Sharon, back to you.